Alright, since everybody else is talking about it, I thought I would talk about it. And that's the new DC Films president, Walter Hamada. The guy that's responsible for the Conjuring films, and he's worked a lot with New Line Cinema and whatnot. Everybody's been fucking talking about this, but why? I just gotta point out the obvious thing is that this guy has no real power over what happens with DC films, just like Jeff Johns had no real power. These guys are put into these positions to be the scapegoats. That's it. That's it, guys. That's all they're there for. Must I be the only one to point this out? I think it's pretty fucking obvious. DC Films president. DC Films is not technically a film studio. It's not a production studio. It's just a title. Warner Brothers still has full control over what happens with the films, over who gets hired. They hired this guy to be their face of DC Films, right? Their spokesperson, if you will. He doesn't truly have any power. They wouldn't. They wouldn't give a guy control of $1 billion, franchise to do whatever he wants with. Warner Brothers wouldn't do that. They're still going to be in control over what happens with the future films. And this guy is going to be the scapegoat if anything goes wrong. If any backlash happens, any negative criticism happens in the future, this guy is going to get all the blame. That's why he's here. That's it. That's Warner Brothers for you in a nutshell. They just want to have a scapegoat right now. At least that's how I see it. Jeff Johns had no real power. That Berg guy, what was he responsible for? He was responsible for the budget. John Berg, he was responsible for the budget. He wasn't responsible for the script. He wasn't responsible for who got hired on the film. He was just responsible for how much money the film spent. And Justice League spent so much that he kind of failed at his job, and that was probably a good reason why he was let go. But Jeff Johns, he had no real power. He didn't write the script. He didn't come up with the costume designs. He didn't hire the actors. Alright, he was in his advisor role like he always is. He never really has any power. I just want to say that because I've seen countless videos of people talking about this guy, and they don't really know what it means, but I know what it means. This is clearly a scapegoat that they have in place now for any future things that go wrong. I think it's that obvious. But anyway, there was another deleted scene that was released. Did y'all get a chance to see that? It was Alfred talking with the Justice League. Well, he wasn't talking. He was just reacting to them, really. And it was awesome. It was so awesome. And for some reason, the Cyborg special effects weren't done, which is crazy. The movie spent $300 million. How are these special effects not done? How are they not done? How do you spend this much on a movie and you still have special effects not done? Doesn't make any sense. I'm feeling like this footage is being leaked out from the special effects crews, that have old stock footage, but I feel like somewhere there's finished versions of these scenes. I feel like there has to be, And this only adds to the fact that, yes, there is a Snyder Cut of the film. Alright, it's so clear that there is. This is not the first deleted scene to leak out, alright? There's been a few other deleted scenes and a whole deleted scenes list. Which, funny enough, all these scenes that have been leaking out aren't on that deleted scenes list. These are all new deleted scenes that we're seeing. It's crazy. That's crazy. That there's even more deleted scenes that we know nothing about that are being leaked out. And there's still people that are keeping their heads in the sand about this. They're there's no Snyder Cut. Really? There clearly is. He clearly had a first shot of this movie. The first edit of this movie. He clearly did. And it's definitely not going to be released with the Blu-ray, unfortunately. It's probably going to be years before it gets released. I can hope we get some kind of extended cut, or at least the deleted scenes on the Blu-ray, so we can make our own goddamn edits. That's all I'm hoping for right now. It was a funny scene, too. It was way funnier than any Joss Whedon scene. You know what I'm saying? It just felt natural for Alfred to be surprised, by Cyborg and Flash. It just felt natural. It didn't feel like it was forced at all. It felt like it fit with the movie. And it kind of gets me a little sad just watching it and just thinking about what the film could have been. And they still have access to it. Warner Bros. Is just sitting on this. They have all these scenes on film. Yeah, you need to finish some of the special effects, but really, what is that going to cost Warner Brothers? What could it, like $50 million max, you know? What is that to $1 billion studio? You know, they made $5 billion this year in profit. What's $50 million? Like, this is nothing they can't do, you know what I'm saying? And it would really help their brand. And it would help the DC brand and shit. They might be waiting till Justice League 2, honestly. Like, before that movie comes out, they might release an extended, like, special edition of this Justice League, you know, on home release and shit for people to buy. I can see them doing something like that. I just hope it doesn't take 10 fucking years. I just hope it doesn't take 10 fucking years, you know? I'm still gonna edit Justice League, though. If they give us an extended cut or not, I'm still gonna edit it, because I want some junky music in there. I was already working on it earlier. I'm gonna go with the Radiohead song at the beginning, because I don't like that song, Everybody Knows. I just don't like that song. Because I feel like the song is talking about the directors. Like, everybody knows the directors changed. Like, that's what I feel like the song's talking about. So I don't like that. I don't like being reminded that, yeah, the director's changed on this movie. Everybody knows. I'm going to change that. I'm going to make a few other little changes. Hopefully put some deleted scenes back in there. But yeah, in the midst of working on that, I'm going to wait till the Blu-ray comes out to finish it. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing on that. The new DC Films president is just a scapegoat. Don't read too much into it. He has no real power. He's worked close with James Wan, so I think that's why they went with him, because him and James Wan have made a great, like, horror universe with Insidious and Conjuring. Well, it's not really like a universe, but they're just good films. And that's what DC wants to do. That's what Warner Brothers wants to do. They just want to make sure that the films are good, no matter what. I mean, honestly, it's a little risky going with a horror producer, horror directors. But then again, if they're serious about making Justice League Dark, I would get a horror director, some kind of horror, people that make horror movies, get them to do Justice League Dark, because I think that would be perfect. Swamp Thing, you know, Etrick and the Demon. These are already like horror elements and stuff in Justice League Dark, so I think that could work perfectly. But as far as, like, you know, Superman goes, I don't think you could do a horror director on a Superman movie. Even though Zack Snyder directed a horror movie, Dawn of the Dead, right? It's kind of horror. It's not that scary when you watch it, but, you know, it's kind of horror. I highly doubt this new DC Films president has any pull, or is going to have any pull. I feel like he's just there to be a scapegoat. Those are my thoughts on it. And what y'all think of those deleted scenes? That Alfred deleted scene. Let me know your thoughts and feelings on all this shit. And I'll see you all on the next one. Bye.